And did you get that link?
Yes, I'm check. Yes, let me pull it now.
And I gave you some text for an ad, so you can get something up and going. The idea behind this is we run a quiz on the landing page. So what we're trying to do is get an emotional buy-in from the user by answering a whole range of questions that relate to what's in the Freedom Mission. And then they get an assessment about their entrepreneurial skills and the e-book. So instead of just the e-book, now they're answering a quiz, getting an assessment about their entrepreneurial skills, and the answers to the questions in the e-book, all in sort of 50 seconds if they participate. So we'll try that instead of just the page we've got, pages we're using to see if we get some traction that way. Here are the pitfalls with it, because we had to learn ClickFunnels as well as everything else. So the mobile version of it doesn't work now. So just set it for desktop and just let's get it going. And then tonight, when I come back from the city, I'll work on the mobile version and dress it up a bit because it's a bit basic, but it works. It works. So that's something to try, something a bit different. In addition to that, I switched off the higher budgets, daily budgets I set for those two campaigns just to give it a push. I pulled them all back now to $5, and you can see the result from yesterday. Version 7 didn't get anything. Version 2 got a 25% conversion rate from landing to registering, but the click-through rate wasn't particularly good. So I think we're almost run dry on those because most of the ads are gone, rejected. So that's why I pivoted to something else. I had to do all the other stuff at night because of the programmers. That's why I sort of can deliver it to you, first thing in the morning when you do get up. So that's the progress. We make a transition into ClickFunnels.
Okay, and so for right now, we're still going to run it to the LP1C landing page, or are we going to run it to the new landing page that you just produced? Never mind. We're going to run it to the new landing page that you just sent me via email, and we're going to run that desktop only. And we're going to try it with the new language and the copy that you sent. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I gave you. Yeah, that's right. I think in the end, we're using landing page 1C. I said 3C, but Andrew and Nigel discovered we hadn't done a mobile version for 3C. So they said, look, let's just do it at 1C. And my graphic designer didn't come back to me last night. So the actual landing page where the email is collected is still on Entrepreneur's Life, right? Because Nahadul couldn't find a API from ClickFunnels. So we're doing all the first landing page and the survey all on ClickFunnels. But when you click the last answer on the survey, it actually goes back to Entrepreneur's Life. Now, I'm copying. None of this is original, of course. I'm looking for inspiration elsewhere. And I'm swiping this idea from our good friend George, who's just put out a video saying he's just put out a video showing his Facebook stats on a campaign that does exactly this. So the wording in the ad is exactly the wording in this ad, and he's getting something like a 2.8% click-through rate. He's getting a 56 cent cost per click, and this is after 12 days. So in this, using this method, and I'll tell you what the course was, the ebook was, sorry. In this method, he's getting, in 12 days, he got 614 email addresses, and he spent $434. The ebook is about it's like marriage counseling. Yeah.
How many sales?
That campaign wasn't for revenue. That was a lead generation campaign. Because she started from scratch, she had no emails.
Right. Well, the reason why I ask is because you can. I had a former client. He went with another guy like a month ago, and the guy was able to get down his his leads really low. Okay. And I've been in touch. Me and him, we've talked on a daily basis. Like the reason why we parted was because this guy was he's supposedly a friend of his, where he could not have to pay me my rate. So anyhow, we've stayed in contact since. But the way the guy steered him, the guy got him a really cheap CPA on the lead. However, it resulted in 0 sales. And we were talking last night. We're actually going to talk again today because he just hired me back on. But he said, look, he was able to do something, and he did some copy that, in my opinion, was, it was really salesy compared to ours. He was talking about he was making misleading statements, big time, and the guy ended up getting a lot of his ads disapproved and a lot of them cut off because of it. So we were talking, but anyhow, the point of the story is that just because he's getting a really great CPA does not mean that these people could be coming to it, and it depends on a lot of things, like what is his audience, how dialed in is it, and then and the only way you can answer that is what is the return on the investment, and that's what whether you're driving leads, which yes we're doing, and we know that the first 30 days, month, 2 months, whatever it's going to take is is going to be painful. We have to put out in order to generate those, but once we do, we have to mature them through the rest of the sales funnels that we have with emails, going back to more offers, incentives, etc., to get them excited, get them involved, get them into the group, so on and so forth. Now, so it, certainly taking some things that are, like the structure, the elements that he was using in the campaigns and then applying them to yours is solid. That's what everybody does all day long. That's the idea behind it. And, I would be interested more in, not trying to replicate what he's done, but in trying to focus on, yes, getting the best low cost lead, but also at the same time, getting people that are going to actually take the trial offer as well as proceed on to buying the course.
Yeah, well, I 100% agree with you. And so I guess what I was mainly doing last night is fiddling around with ClickFunnels. At the same time, I came across this video of his, and I went looking in ClickFunnels for this survey feature. And lo and behold, I found it, and it was exactly the one he had used. I can tell by the style of his survey. So I know that for this client, he was using ClickFunnels. I know that. Yeah. So and then I had a look at what we were doing, and I thought, well, let's just try something different. And you may well be right. We may get a lot of email addresses that don't yield anything. We may. That could well be true. But
Well,
I
I mean, not
guess
for us. I mean, I think we understand a little bit our audience a little bit better. I mean, we know we're going to have some differences here. We've got that, but I think that adding on the test, and providing some results back, I think that's great. I mean, we've got to engage these people more, and certainly by doing that, that's going to get them in the loop, which is going to help go to sales, and that's going to really give us some data back on who these people are, where they're at, and then who are the right people for us to target to even be clients or purchasers of the course, correct? Users.
have a look at that landing page. Please understand it's rough as guts. There's no format, but just have a quick look now at the survey, and you'll see the sort of questions I'm asking I'm trying to get them to think about their business, which is of course what I'm trying to do in the ebook. But you've got to wade through 9,000 words in the ebook, whereas this sort of triggers them pretty quickly. To think, I'm not doing that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Right.
and so we'll see. If we've got our targeting right in the first place, we're not spraying it wide. Just so you know, George's target market for this one was it's anybody who wants to save their marriage in America, right? So it was really broad.
Yeah.
It's just like anyone. But interestingly, he said in his video he used it on other campaigns before. And when I went through this marriage counsellor's survey, on the final page it said George hadn't set it up properly. He hadn't fixed the copy up from his previous use of the survey, and it said something like, press here to get your entrepreneurial assessment. For a marriage counselling thing. And I went, So he's used it in this context before. And then when I went back to it maybe 45 minutes later, he had changed it. So he was actually working on it.
Oh, okay.
As I played with it. So I had some confidence that he had used it for this target market or a similar target market before. And since you worked with him, you were perhaps driving traffic for that client, I'm sure. So we'll just try it, hey? We'll just try it and see what happens. And tonight, we'll fix it up and make it a little bit glamorous. But, that's another idea to throw in the mix. And if all we do is collect 600 email addresses that aren't going to take us anywhere, we'll stop it,
I mean, certainly, I think that this is going to be something it was different, it's positive, it's more engaging, and yes, it will make people think, instead of reading through the ebooks, that we can maybe even step up our sales process, because, I mean, though we have less than 100 people registered so far as subscribers to this email list, we've got to build it up and be able to get people that are actually going to the sales pages, that are going to the order pages, and so on and so forth. And get that process going, So we still got time, and once we get the top of the funnel completed here, once we start driving our leads and we start ramping it up, we're going to have to really focus on retargeting and bringing them back, and that's where we get into optimization on the emails and on the ad side.
Yeah, and as painful as it would be for me to consider doing this, I am open to what you've said to me, which is, everything's on the table. $1 trials, 147 per quarter, $2,000 course. I am open to the possibility of just bypassing the $1 and the 147, just going straight to the 2,000, right? So I'm with you. We've got to just get some ideas happening for the top of the funnel, and I. In between some meetings today, I'm here in the city, away from my staff, and I'm writing the guts of the course, so we're not caught napping. We're already getting some green shoots. We've got about 18 people who've liked the Facebook page. One guy's asking for information. If we have this survey, then they're engaging there. One guy wrote yesterday, he manually replied to the email, thanks for the ebook. So we're getting a bit of engagement. So we just got to ramp it up. So that's just my thinking overnight. So we did quite a bit.
Well, you got to think, and here's an idea. Like, look around.
Can I just say one final thing?
Sure.
I don't want you to think I'm resisting your ideas. Here I am. I've been working on creating this monolithic website. We're going to do it all ourselves. Already, you've said 2 or 3 times, what, I think our decision there was not a good one. That's ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels would make things easier. You already see I'm going to ClickFunnels now. You're going to see me adapt on the price point, the model in the funnel. Do we go for $1? Do we go for $2,000? You're going to see me adapt and adjust like this. It might just be a bit slower than you want me to do, but I'll get there in the end, right?
Well, yeah, but and here's the thing: is when we go to building stuff on the funnels on Leadpage or on ClickFunnels, we can do things like take out certain parts, like go ahead and just do a funnel straight to the $2,000 course, and then have a funnel that runs to the $1 and test them. I mean, everything needs to be tested, because I'm not saying throw it out. I mean, it certainly works. I mean, you've probably heard people like Mike Dillard talk about, using things like this as to bait people in, to qualify them, to pique their interest, and then, go after the itch that may not be satisfied. But how many people look around while you're in Manhattan and look around how many people there that probably have $2,000 that they would be willing to spend if they own a business, and then think about how much time they have, and then think about how much time they don't have, and then value that to, like, maybe how would they feel about $1? Like, a dollar doesn't matter to me. Like, is this a trick? Is it $1? And then there's like a aha, like now it's.
What's the catch for $1? Why doesn't it say $5,000?
Right. Because they may want to go straight to the 2,000. Like, let's get it over with. Look, I don't have time. I'm busy. I'll get this because I believe in what you're going to do. And obviously, getting some testimonials and all that's going to help, provide that social proof. But for now, I think that maybe they may value, $1. Like, okay, either A, is a catch for something greater that I'm not going to be able to get out, and they're just going to charge crap out of my card, or they're, it could be, it's $1 is not worth my time. They may value $1, their time's worth, $500 an hour, and they're thinking, why would I spend $1 for this? I would rather go ahead and spend the $2,000 and satisfy the itch instead of trying to satisfy the itch on $1. Because if I go in there and I satisfy that itch, that curiosity, I'm not going to spend the $2,000 more.
I had this experience with the conference business, in that when we discounted to $997 for a 2-day conference, we actually got less take-up than if we charged $2,500. In other words, people value it less. And when you give away tickets to build an audience, they just don't turn up because they don't value it, because they're not part of the money. So I am mindful of all these things. And I'm just not concentrating on it right now because we're dealing with the top of the funnel. And I'm just trying to come up with new and innovative ways to get them to part with their email address so we can build a list. If you have any other ideas, great. So my 2 ideas at the moment are the survey, and the other idea is a 2-part video. We tease them in the first one, get their email, squeeze them put the squeeze page in between the 2, and give them more juice on the second video. I've got to do those videos. And I'm learning ClickFunnels. So, this is enough adapt and adjust at the moment. If you have any ideas, please throw them into the mix, as opposed to, just being the guy that tweaks the Facebook metrics and all that. If you've got some strategy, I'd love to hear it too. And I think that's it. So,
I mean, I think the what you're doing is solid. I think we need to take that. We need to execute on it first, because it sounds like it might take us a little bit of time to kind of get all these elements put together. And then once we do, run it, and then I would branch out to AdWords and have cross-channel promotions. That way, People that you drive off Facebook, as soon as they get off Facebook, they're no longer going to get retargeted. So if they get off Facebook and go hop on Google or go hop on like entrepreneur.com or Wall Street Journal, something like that, we can promote on there. We can put our branded message, get them back, use that to retarget them, get them, and then try going straight to the course. Just bypass this $1 value. Like once again, think from like your position. Like if you got offered something, what's a dollar to you? Probably not. A dollar probably you probably wouldn't think twice about, right? So
psychology for me would be, why do I have to go to all the pull out the card from my wallet for just $1? What am I going to be hit up with later?
Next,
how much?
Yeah.
That's what I would think. So the advantage of going straight to a $2,000 price point or a big price point is that we just cut through all that. I don't have to maintain a membership website, which I don't want to do actually.
Why don't you just do like a Facebook group and just have people join that group for free, and then make it a private group? People can join, and that way all discussions can be had.
Well, we've got the infrastructure already in the website for a group.
I would keep the group for free. That way you get them engaging with you, and that way you can do things like spend half an hour a week.
So if we go straight for the $2,000 course or whatever it is, then we can offer those things free. The episodes, Entrepreneurs TV is free, the blog is free, the tools are free. This is what Marie Forleo does, this is what Mike Dillard does, this is what a whole range of them do.
Yep.
But we've got to go straight for the jugular on the high course. The disadvantage of doing that is that I guess I've set up the website to charge for that, but I don't think it's a big deal to unlock that. So what I'm doing,
and you could even do that on ClickFunnels side if you wanted to make it easier, so you don't have to go through like a weeks of iterations. If it's just find out how easy it is. Once again, you can build and manage everything on ClickFunnels yourself. And once you get the structure, the skeleton of it done, then you really don't have to. Your time on it is going to be negligible. It's going to be going through.
You know what, man? I wasted so much time last night on ClickFunnels design. I find that thing so clunky. You got the elements, you got the blue box, the orange box, the green box. Man, I couldn't work out how that damn thing worked. But I suppose we can only get faster. So,
in the end, you just need to be able to know how to go on there, and if you need to make a quick change, you can, or split test or whatever. Certainly, the more you can use it, the better. But you'll get there.
Could you set up a desktop only campaign for this, and let's just start it off and see how it goes. Don't do mobile; it's not ready yet. Just do desktop. Create an audience. Use one of the audiences we've got. Let's hold our breath and wait to see what Facebook does with it.
If they approve it, we'll get back on track.
I've copied the structure of the text. I've copied word for word from George's one. So if they knock us back, it's just they're picking on us. So
I think they're picking on us a little bit right now, but certainly that's fine. We just need to get something and play by the rules for just a minute, and then we can go back to some. I don't think we're starting outside the lines, but
yeah.
So okay, I'll implement and I'll let you know how things go.
Thanks, JD. I appreciate your help.
Yep. Good luck at your meeting.
Right out. Take care.